This video is focused on decision making and the decision making that we make, the decisions that we make in different parts of the field, and how we use where we are in the field to decide what kind of decision we want to make. Now, this idea is probably pretty innate or already understood by most football players, but it's something that's worth talking about clearly so that we're all on the same page. So what I've done is I've divided the field into 3 thirds. We have the defensive third, we have the middle third, and we have the attacking third. And generally speaking, you can use which third you're in to help you understand what kind of decisions you should be making. And it doesn't matter which player you are, what position you play. What matters is which third you're in. So a forward who's in the defensive third should be acting the same way as a left back in the defensive third. And the left back, if they come all the way up to the attacking third, should be acting the same and making the same sorts of decisions that a forward in the attacking third. So it's not the position that you play, it's not that forwards should be making different decisions than left backs, it's where you are on the field that determines what decisions you make. So, you might have noticed as well that I've put some success versus risk percentages. This does not mean that in the defensive third, that players in the defensive third should have a 100% success rate. No player should and ever can have a 100% success rate. That is impossible. And if you expect that from yourself, then you should play another sport, because there's no way that you can get 100% success with any of your decisions in life or in soccer. But the reason I put 100% success here is because it's the decision that the players should be making. And by that I mean, if we have a goalkeeper here, goalkeeper being one of the highest pressure positions on the field, because they're pretty much always inside the defensive third, and they don't want to risk the ball with a bad pass or bad decision. So this goalkeeper here, if they have the ball at their feet and they're looking to make a decision, to make a pass, if they're looking to pass to another player who's inside this defensive third, so we have 3 players who are here, we have the left back, the center back, and the right back. If they're looking to make a pass to one of these players, well, we know that they can't always have a 100% success rate, but they need to make a decision where they know that they have 100% chance of success if it's executed properly. So it's not in the execution that we're talking about, it's in the decision. So let's break this down. The goalkeeper has the ball here. Let's say that they're trying to choose between playing it to the left back, the center back, and the right back. If they decide to play to the center back, that's a pass that, well, since the center back is under a little bit of pressure, not a ton of pressure, but they're under a little bit of pressure, that pass probably has maybe an 80% chance of success, maybe 70% chance of success, because it's possible that the ball could be intercepted, or the center back who's under pressure could lose the ball. So that wouldn't be a pass that we want our goalkeeper to make, because we want them to be making a pass inside this area. So if they're inside the defensive third, we want them to be making a pass that has a 100% chance of success if executed properly. So the goalkeeper, instead of passing to the center back, which is maybe a 70% chance of success, we want them to pass out to the left back. The left back is not being pressured by anybody. They are in tons of space, and so that is clearly the pass that the goalkeeper should be making. They could also pass out here to the right back, because the right back has tons of space too. Of course, any player, just like any player, this goalkeeper could kick the ball inaccurately, they could kick the ball wrong and it could go to this player. Of course, in the execution of how the pass is made, that pass could be messed up, but that's not what we're talking about. We're not talking about the execution, we're talking about the decision. And so the decision is, I'm not going to take this 80% chance here, 70% chance here. I'm going to take this 100% chance here because I'm in the defensive third. So next it changes when we go to the middle third. And we use the middle third even though, let's say the left back is here inside the defensive third, but the next pass we're going to refer to is actually talking about the middle third. Now in the middle third, unlike the defensive third, we don't have to make decisions that have a 100% chance of success. The reason is because here, if we lose the ball, it's not a disaster. Yes, we don't want to lose the ball here, but if we do, they're still quite far away from our goal. If we lose the ball in here, then it's a disaster. So if the left back has the ball and they're looking to play into the middle third, they should think about making a decision that has an 80% chance of success and maybe a 20% risk. Is it okay if they make a pass that has a 100% chance or a 90% chance of success? Of course. We just want them to have a minimum of 80% chance of success. They should not be trying to dribble by two players who are standing in front of them. That's something that might have a 30 or 40% chance of success. We want them instead to be making passes that would have an 80% chance of success. So for example, this pass here into the center midfielder. The center midfielder is in space. Yes, they have players who are relatively nearby, but they have enough space to receive. And that pass is pretty much an 80% success rate pass. Of course, just like before with the goalkeeper, the left back could make a big mistake. They could kick the ball too long. They could kick it. They could slip. The center midfielder could fall down or miscontrol the ball. But that's execution. We're talking about the actual decision that the left back makes. So that would be an appropriate pass, an appropriate decision. Now, let's say that we move here. Once again, if the center midfielder wants to play to the forward, if they want to play in like this, well, they should make sure that they have at least an 80% chance of success for this pass to be completed with that decision. If the forward's being covered really tightly here, then we don't want them to make that pass because that pass, that success rate might be around 50-50. So we don't want that to happen. So let's say that instead, the center midfielder makes this pass. You can see that this pass is much more likely to be successful because the forward is open. And yes, there might be a little bit of risk involved, but it's good enough. We want this pass. Let's say that the forward now moves into the final third, the attacking third. Let's say that they've almost beaten this player here. And they're one-on-one. In this situation, we don't want this forward to say, okay, well, I have to make sure that I'm 100% success, so I'm going to turn around and I'm going to pass it back. We're in the final third now. This is a time when we can risk a little bit more because the reward, the goal, is very valuable. So this is a situation where the forward can use some of their creativity. If they try to do a fake or a step over to try to beat this defender, that's okay, assuming that that's something that they've practiced. So in this part of the field, we don't want to be too conservative. We don't want to avoid risk too much. We're okay with a little bit of risk here. So in this situation, we want to try something out, try something creative, and if we do lose the ball here, well, okay. We lost the ball. We wanted to keep it, but we lost it. But we were in the attacking third, so they're not very close to our goal. So we can risk a little bit more there. So this has been a video about our decision making in the 3 thirds. Decision making, not execution.